Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, checking your phone and seeing breaking news that the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong have suddenly jumped in value overnight. Not just a small increase, but a shocking leap that could change lives instantly. For years, people have dreamed about a moment like this. Some have dismissed it as wishful thinking, while others have held on to their currency, waiting for the day the revaluation finally happens. Now, in 2025, a new wave of rumors has swept through the currency world, all centered around what's being called the Gazette leak. The whispers are that this isn't just another story, this could be the real thing. If what's being discussed comes true, it could create a global financial shockwave, impacting banks, markets, and even entire economies in ways we've never seen before. The Gazette leak claims to outline a massive, coordinated plan involving multiple governments, central banks, and international agencies. This isn't just one country making a sudden move. It's said to be a global operation months, even years in the making. The goal: a revaluation so large that it would catapult the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong into a whole new category of international currency. People are saying the dinar could jump into the $3 to $4 range, and some whisper it might go even higher. For the dong, the potential increase is also staggering. While skeptics warn not to believe everything until it's officially confirmed, this time feels different. This isn't just talk on online forums. The rumors are spreading into places where financial secrets are usually kept locked away in banks around the world. Strange things are reportedly happening. Internal systems are being updated. Staff are being trained on special exchange procedures that wouldn't make sense unless they were preparing for something extraordinary. Even placeholders for new exchange rates have supposedly appeared in systems only to vanish hours later. Some believe these are test runs to make sure everything works when the real numbers go live. Others think it's a way to confuse the public and keep them guessing. But one thing is clear: the level of activity right now is higher than it's been in years. And for those who've been following this story closely, the signs are hard to ignore. If the Gazette leak is genuine, that means high-level approvals have already been signed. The only piece of the puzzle left is timing. Some analysts are pointing to certain upcoming dates in 2025, while others believe it could happen without warning, dropping like a lightning bolt into the financial markets. Whenever it happens, the first wave of people to exchange will be those who've been preparing for years. They'll know exactly what to do, moving quickly to secure the best rates. The second wave will be those who hear the news after it breaks, rushing to banks and currency exchange offices hoping they're not too late. That's when the chaos will begin: long lines, packed lobbies, and last-minute rule changes to control the flood of customers. For everyday people who quietly bought some currency years ago, maybe as a small investment, maybe just out of curiosity, this could be life-changing. Imagine walking into a bank with a stack of notes you bought for a fraction of their new value, sitting across from a banker, watching them process a transaction that could add more zeros to your account than you've ever seen. For some, this moment will be pure joy. For others, it will be disbelief. Proof that something they were told might never happen has finally become real. The emotional impact alone will be huge, as thousands of people realize they're witnessing a rare financial event. But this isn't just about personal wealth. A revaluation on this scale would have ripple effects across the global economy. Countries holding reserves in dinar or dong could see their financial positions improve overnight. Debts could be repaid faster. Infrastructure projects could suddenly be fully funded. Trade agreements could shift as these currencies gain new purchasing power. For Iraq in particular, the revaluation could mark a turning point. A sign, too, the world that it's ready to step onto the global stage as a strong, stable economy. And if other countries start accepting the dinar and dong as payment for goods and services, that's when the real change begins. Right now, Iraq is already using the dinar in some international trade deals, sending it to correspondent banks, as part of settlement agreements, but this is still limited. For a revaluation to truly stick, the dinar needs to be in genuine demand from other countries. When foreign companies and governments start wanting dinar in exchange for their goods, not just accepting it but requesting it, that's a sign of lasting value. The same applies to the Vietnamese dong. And according to the latest chatter, part of this global revaluation plan involves exactly that: boosting international demand so these currencies can hold their new value. Skeptics remain cautious, pointing out that similar rumors have surfaced many times before without any real change. They argue that until an official announcement is made by credible authorities, everything should be treated as speculation. But even among the doubters, there's a growing sense that this time might be different. The details in the Gazette leak, combined with the unusual activity in banks and currency systems, are harder to dismiss than usual. It's not just wishful thinking driving the conversation, it's the number of small but undeniable signs appearing in multiple places at once. If this revaluation happens, it won't just be a story for currency investors. It will be front-page news worldwide. Financial markets will react instantly. Stock prices for companies linked to Iraq and Vietnam could jump. Countries with trade ties to them may see new opportunities or face challenges as exchange rates shift. There could be sudden increases in tourism, foreign investment, and international partnerships. At the same time, there will be challenges managing inflation, controlling speculation, and making sure the changes benefit the wider population, not just a small group of investors. The human side of this story is just as important as the economic side. Many of the people holding on to dinar or dong are ordinary individuals. Some bought their currency with spare change, others invested larger amounts. For years, they've been waiting, hoping, and sometimes doubting. They've read countless rumors, endured endless delays, and heard every argument for and against the revaluation. If 2025 is truly the year it happens, the emotional release will be enormous. Tears, celebrations, and even moments of shock will play out in bank lobbies and living rooms around the world. But even with the excitement, there will be important decisions to make. When to exchange, how much to exchange at once, where to store the new wealth. Financial experts will be advising caution, warning against rushing into big purchases or risky investments. Governments may also set temporary rules to manage the flood of new money in the system, such as limits on daily exchanges or special tax rules for large transactions. Those who are prepared with plans, trusted advisors, and a clear head will be in the best position to make the most of the opportunity. One of the most fascinating parts of this potential revaluation is the coordination it would require. Currency changes of this magnitude don't just happen. They involve months, sometimes years, of negotiation between governments, central banks, and international agencies. Agreements must be made behind closed doors. Economic reforms have to be in place. Systems need to be tested. And in the final days before the change, secrecy is critical to prevent chaos in the markets. That's why the existence of a detailed leak is so surprising if it's real. It means we may be closer to the finish line than anyone expected. As we move deeper into 2025, all eyes are on the signs. Small changes in bank policies, shifts in trading patterns, and quiet updates in financial systems are being watched closely. Every hint, every tiny piece of news is analyzed and debated. The energy surrounding the dinar and dong right now is unlike anything in recent years. For some, it's just another chapter in a long-running story. But for others, it feels like the build-up to something historic. Whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or just curious, it's hard to deny that momentum is building, if even part of what's in the Gazette leak turns out to be true. The next chapter in the story of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong will be one for the history books. It's not just about exchange rates, it's about hope, patience, and the possibility of a fresh start for entire nations. And maybe, just maybe, it's about ordinary people seeing extraordinary change in their own lives. Until the day that announcement is made, the waiting game continues. But one thing is certain, if this financial shockwave hits, the world will never look at these two currencies the same way again.